Listening to demos of your favorite musicians is always something interesting and can sometimes even bring new life into a song that you've heard a million times before. Sometimes there's a part that didn't make the final cut or lyrics that ended up being changed or altered for one reason or another. Demos are like the underground heroes that are only heard by few but appreciated by all. The quality is usually lacking but makes up for it by being more raw and sometimes even humorous at times. Take for example Metallica's One. The lyrics hadn't yet been written completely, so James simply nodded along as he kept playing the riff. Demos are really the history behind music. It's the product that's shown to the producers and heard by the record companies before they decide to either sign a band or kick them to the curb. What gets even more interesting though is when a band fires and then hires a new member before the final version is made. Holy Wars, Rust in Peace, and Take No Prisoners from Megadeth, for example, are all songs that were originally played with Chris Poland on guitar and are absolutely fantastic to listen to, and I highly recommend them. They contain parts that Marty Friedman would later use as the basis for the final cut, with his own spin on things of course, and he didn't necessarily steal anything from Chris. One of the most well-known demos is called No Life Till Leather, which contains all the songs from Kill 'Em All, but with Dave on guitar instead of Kurt. People like to speculate on what it would have been like had Dave not been kicked out of the band, but this demo really kind of shows what that would have been like. Phantom Lord is a prime example of this. The demo doesn't contain the slow interlude that we hear on the album, and instead it jumps back into the main riff before ending. In this instance, I prefer the album version over the demo, but I can see why people would prefer the demo just because it's fast the whole time and doesn't really slow down at all. Four Horsemen, on the other hand, is a song that has quite a few differences, and they're all worth mentioning. The song was originally written as The Mechanics, and their lyrics almost seem to have a double entendre that tend to speak for themselves. The name was changed after Dave had left the fucking band!
He fucking left the band! He fucking left the band!
As well as the lyrics. The Four Horsemen added a few extra riffs and even a breakdown that's awesome, and it really kind of separates itself from the rest of this album. But strangely, it almost sounds like Sweet Home Alabama by Lynyrd Skynyrd. It's also the only song on the album where Kurt got to write his own solo instead of using what material was already written with Dave. The Mechanics would later be released in full with the original lyrics on Megadeth's first album. It's very fast, and the lyrics themselves make this a great song, but the lyrics on the Four Horsemen have more depth and really show the difference in writing between the two. Both songs are great though, and show the potential that both have when it comes to creative writing. Jump in the Fire, however, is an entirely different beast on its own. The lyrics on the demo is what makes this my favorite out of every demo I've ever heard. The lyrics on the album are simply about summoning a hellish pit, and was written with the mindset of having a mosh pit during live shows. But the demo lyrics, just listen to this. I love that. It makes me wonder why they had changed the lyrics so much. I tried searching high and low, but unfortunately, there isn't really a high quality version with those lyrics being sung. It makes me wish that they would do just one live performance with the original lyrics. Well, since we're on the subject of demos, there is one more that is a very unique case. This song comes from a demo of Master Puppets, and it is entitled The Only Thing, which contains Welcome Home Sanitarium with a few altered lyrics for the final cut. However, it ends up going into a part which later would be used for Orion, the middle section to be exact, where it calms down and then builds back up again. It might have come from rehearsal for the album, but it's kind of hard to pinpoint an exact time of when this was made. I'll leave a link in the description below. You can check out these demos for yourself. Well, I hope that you guys have enjoyed this video. Leave a comment down below and let me know which version of Jump in the Fire you prefer. And until next time, this has been zzzhuh, saying metal up your ass.